guys ready?
Oh my goodness. I think we had more today than we did yesterday.
All right, welcome everyone to our final briefing of today. We will start off with Jacob Saur, the Director of Public Safety.
Good afternoon. Jake Saur, Director of Public Safety for Manatee County Government. I'm going to go over a quick recap of the Piney Point situation, and then I'll turn it over to our Chairwoman, Vanessa Baugh, for the Manatee County Commission. So as we all know, a leak in the containment wall has been ongoing at the Piney Point facility over the past week. Most recent estimate is below 306 million gallons as of 8 a.m. today. All attempts to plug the area where seepage is occurring was not successful, and that occurred early Saturday morning at around 2:30 a.m. At approximately 10:30 a.m. yesterday, on-site engineers deemed the site too dangerous of imminent collapse, so it was evacuated as well as surrounding residential areas. A portion of the containment wall at the leak site shifted laterally, signifying that structural collapse could occur at any time, and then staff and personnel, as I said before, were evacuated from the site. Evacuation orders were initially ordered on April 2nd for areas a half mile to the south of the site and a mile to the north of the site. Another notification was disseminated yesterday expanding the evacuation area following the incident escalation after engineers had deemed further lateral movement of the wall, and we felt like we had to expand the evacuation area after some inundation maps were released. At least 30 people and pets have been placed into non-congregate sheltering at local hotels with our assistance of 311 and Red Cross. And overnight, the only real big update was that the drone team was forced to move a little bit further away due to some increased flow of water out of the breach. This will show you our new expanded evacuation zone. We do encourage any residents that are living in that evacuation zone to heed those warnings. It is a mandatory evacuation, and they should leave the area if they have not already done so. Local state emergency was approved by the Board of County Commissioners on April 1st, and Governor DeSantis declared a state of emergency for Manatee County on April 3rd. Department of Environmental Protection, Florida Department of Emergency Management have deployed teams to the site, as you heard earlier today from Governor DeSantis and the team behind me. Our Emergency Operations Center has gone to a level 1 full activation. We're here 24 hours a day monitoring the situation with state officials. And the Florida Department of Emergency Management is coordinating the deployment of over 20 pumps to the site, which have already been deployed today. Drone teams have been deployed by the state and will fly once an hour around the berm, and the drones have the capability to detect small-scale changes in the berm structure. So going forward, our number one concern is to ensure the safety of the public, the workers, and the responders in that zone of the Piney Point breach. Remove wastewater from the site in a controlled manner in order to avoid a further collapse of the wall. Continue to monitor and provide situational awareness of the status of the berm, identify and address any unmet equipment or personnel needs. And any Manatee County residents that are experiencing that are in an evacuation zone and are experiencing any hardships, they should call 311 and we will get them assistance immediately. And here's some pictures of our Chinook from the state, Florida Department of Emergency Management, and Department of Environmental Protection, dropping off some new pumps to the berm site. And with that, I will turn it over to Chairwoman Vanessa Baugh for further comments.
Hello, everyone, and I want to say Happy Easter. As you know, my name is Vanessa Baugh. I'm the chairman of the Manatee County Commission, and this afternoon I am happy to report that no news is good news. By that I mean the steady drawdown of the processed water has continued at Piney Point, and we have thankfully avoided uncontrolled breach that would have endangered people and property in the evacuation zone around the stacks. On behalf of the board, I want to extend our heartfelt thanks and appreciation not only to the dedicated county staff who have worked 24 hours a day throughout this holiday weekend, but also to the many partner agencies who have done the same. Especially thank you to Secretary Wallenstein, who and his team from DEP, the Florida Department of Emergency Management, the U.S. Coast Guard, local law enforcement, agencies, and so many others. There are so many to even name them all. Without your response and attention to this, I believe this situation could have been much, much worse. This afternoon, we want to provide you with some important updates regarding the Manatee County and Palmetto drinking water supply. We've gotten a lot of emails about it, also including the Manatee County Detention Facility. We're hearing a lot of rumors and misinformation on these topics. I want to address it head on. First, I want to say that Manatee County utility customers can rest assured that their drinking water is completely safe to drink. The water distribution system is a closed system without any way for floodwater to enter. There is also no threat to our primary source of drinking water, Lake Manatee. Residents of North Manatee in the evacuation area who are on wells for their water also at this point have no need for concern. Well water is unaffected so long as the outfall continues to flow safely into Piney Creek. If a breach occurs, we believe that the surface layers of dirt and earth will safely filter any harmful nutrients near the surface. In addition, if an uncontrolled breach does occur, the Department of Health will issue any necessary advisories regarding the safety of well water. The Regional Incident Management Team delivered thousands of pallets of water, bottled water, at our convention center yesterday, and we will make them available to anyone if it becomes necessary. Secretary Wallenstein can talk a little bit more about this scenario, but there is little to no impact to drinking water supplies whatsoever at this time. Also, we've had a lot of emails, the Sheriff's Office as well as the Board of County Commissioners regarding our jail. I have spoken to the sheriff personally just a little while ago. He assures me he's fully aware of the situation and everything is under control. So no need to be concerned. They have it all handled. With that, I have nothing else to report, so overall it's a fairly good report this morning. But the best part of this press conference, in my opinion, is Secretary Wallenstein, who I will introduce. And I just want to thank him and his team again for their direct involvement in addressing Piney Point. Without them, it would be a lot worse. Without further ado, Secretary. Thank you.
Again, my name is Noah Wallenstein. I have the privilege of serving as Secretary of the Department of Environmental Protection for the great state of Florida. We appreciate working hand in hand with the county and the other agencies here, including the Division of Emergency Management, 24/7 since this has begun. Our focus continues to be directing a controlled discharge to the area where it'll have the least environmental impact. Again, the greatest concern at the moment for human health and safety is the risk of an uncontrolled discharge. We urge you to monitor mymanatee.org, or if you're within the county, call 311 for up-to-date information on evacuation orders. And again, we urge you to take those seriously. Our focus continues to be on monitoring. Again, the monitoring wells around the site show no impact to groundwater. Our monitoring teams are out 7 days a week monitoring our coastal waters around where the controlled discharge is to catch any impacts to our environment to make sure we hold HRK fully accountable for this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. Again, I'm Dr. Scott Hopes. I'm Manatee County Administrator. With that, we will take a few questions.
I have a clarification question on Ron DeSantis. He mentioned that there was 35 million gallons of water being pumped out on average about a day. But he also mentioned the additional pumps that have been brought in.
Correct.
And he mentioned another 35 million. I don't know if that's a total or an addition.
Where we are is with the additional pumps, we'll probably be able to nearly double the amount of water that we're taking out. I'm pleased to report that when we started this, we were well over, I think the total was about 480 million gallons. As of last night, I think we were down to about 345 million gallons, and the latest report is we're now below 300 million gallons. So the controlled release is working. The breach release is traveling the direction that we anticipated and planned for. So we believe that probably by Tuesday, we're going to be in a much better position, and the risk level will have decreased significantly with the governor's assets.
So those pumps have been brought online already?
I don't believe the pumps on the berm are yet operational. They're running the plumbing right now. By tomorrow morning, they should be running at full capacity.
Are there still people working at Piney Point, people on the ground pumping water out, and people like at the port? I'm just wondering if they're evacuating.
No. We're very fortunate. The question was, are there human assets on the ground at Piney Point and at the port? The port now has maintained full operation. If they were not operating, we wouldn't have fuel in the gas stations. So they are in full operation. They are outside of any of the danger areas and all the potential flood models. We do have people, and DEP and emergency management have a few people on site. Obviously, they're hooking up the pumps and the plumbing and getting ready to start dramatically increasing the water that's pulled out of there. And DEP has technicians at the port constantly taking water samples as the water is flowing through. So.
And what's the stability of the gypsum stacks on the site? What happens to those if there's a full breach?
What? Pardon me?
What happens to the gypsum stacks if there's a full breach of this water?
Well, if as we had reported earlier, if there were to be a full breach, a section of the gypsum stack would be part of that breach. The current expectation is, if should there be a full breach, it would be in the eastern or southeastern wall. The good news is, even though we saw an increase around 3 a.m. this morning, it seems to have plateaued and maintained the flow. Manatee County now has a waterfall, and we also have a canyon in Manatee County, but it's under control. One more question.
Are there any additional breaches, any additional cracks in this lining? And can you say anything about just kind of imminent collapse overall? Is there anything?
Looking at the volume of water that has been removed and the somewhat stability of the current breach, I think the team is much more comfortable today than we were yesterday. And with the additional pumps tomorrow, I believe we're going to be in an even better position. We are not out of the critical area yet. All right. Thank you very much. And that will be all with regards to press conferences today. Appreciate it.